Cheaper than our producer's underage sister. Edgier than the stuff shown on late night television. Newer than Kim Kardashian's ex. Live from Orlando, it's Crazy Train Radio.
Hi, this is Billy Dee Williams, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio.
Hey folks, back on the air. Excited for this phone call. If you're in the Philadelphia area, actually going to be Cherry Hill, New Jersey, this Saturday, Monster Mania weekend at the convention. Next guest on the line here, Billy Dee Williams, going to be there. Billy, what's going on?
Oh, I thought it was this Friday or Saturday.
Well, they're there Friday through Sunday, but we know you're going to be there on Saturday.
Oh, I heard you say next week.
Or this upcoming week, I apologize.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, anyway, you're going to be at Monster Mania. Is this your first time over at the Cherry Hill event?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think it's the first time, yes.
Okay, have you been through Philadelphia area before, or for any acting work, or?
I lived in New York City for most of my life, so I've been, and my first wife was from Philadelphia, but I've been to Philadelphia many, many, many times.
Beautiful. Obviously you're there for one day only. What can you actually tell us about?
Well, I'm going to be there to sign autographs, meet people who've been very supportive over the years, especially for the Star Wars movies. And I guess I may end up doing a Q&A with the people, which I usually do when I do these conventions. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, do you do a lot of these conventions, or?
Yeah, I've been doing it for the last 10, 15 years. You know, I travel throughout the United States. I go to Europe and Asia. So it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
I'm sure. Well, is there any particular convention that you've done that has really stood out as far as how you've been treated? And any good experience?
All of them are very, very good experiences. It's nice to meet all of the people who, and all of the people who come in their wonderful creative costumes. So it's always a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for sure. Obviously, you mentioned most people probably know you from Star Wars of these younger generations.
Yeah, but they know from a lot of other things too. So.
Yeah. Brian's song and your Broadway stuff, and there's a lot that you've done over the 50 years you've been in the show business.
Right, yes.
But with my question with the Star Wars is concerned, obviously in the past couple months, Disney has acquired the rights to Star Wars. Have you heard anything about possibly being involved with their next set of projects with Star Wars?
They're still in the process of writing it, so I don't know what direction they're going to take, but if they decide to want me to be a part of it, I'll be very happy to do it.
But there hasn't been anybody to reach out to you to at least let you know if there's interest.
Nobody's talked to me yet.
Okay. Well, obviously, we heard as of yesterday. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculating, and I know that they talk about talking to a lot of the other people, but I don't know what's true or not true.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to tell you, we heard at least as of last night that Carrie Fisher who we know is a good friend of yours, has said that she's going to be involved.
Oh, well, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, personally, one of my favorites projects that you were involved with, being a sports fan, was Brian's Song. What can you tell us about that? Your involvement with that project, and did you actually follow that story, the real life story, prior to your involvement with the project?
Yeah, well, I read the book I Am Third, which is about Gail Sayers, and but that whole experience was a very special experience. It was one of those rare, beautiful moments where everything just sort of came together. It was a great experience.
And to take a real life story like that with Gail Sayers, Gail Sayers and Brian Piccolo. It's a very touching story, which is still highly regarded to this day because of the reality of the story.
Yeah, it still holds up. I mean, I run into people all the time who tell me they watch it. In fact, when I was in Belgium last year, I saw it on. I haven't turned the TV on, and it was on in Belgium of all places.
Yeah. Actually, I also find interesting with your career that you were heavily involved with other art mediums.
Oh, yeah.
Besides acting and music and Broadway. Why is being or very highly promoted art a big thing for you?
Well, painting is, I grew up in New York City, and I went to Music and Art High School. And when I left Music and Art and graduated, I got a scholarship to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years under scholarship painting. So, and was nominated for a Guggenheim and won a Hallgarten, which is comparable to a Guggenheim. I was about 18, 19 years old at the time. So that painting has been very much a part of my life. And I've exhibited over the years in various places around the United States and Canada.
Well, is there any particular medium of doing artwork that you enjoy doing personally?
Well, I mean, I call my artwork abstract reality, and what I mean by that, as real as things are, they are as abstract. So I paint what's representational, which is obvious to the eye, and then I just can add things that allows you as a spectator to bring your own experience into whatever it is I'm trying to interpret or talk about.
Well,
I work a lot with oil, and I work a lot with mostly acrylic. But I've been working different mediums lately.
Is there a particular either oil or acrylic that you like working with more?
Well, it depends on what I'm trying to go for. I've been taking photographs lately and sort of playing around with that. And using there's a character that I've been messing around with called the Bon Vivant, who's sort of a guy who walks through life observing things as they exist and the absurdity of things. So it's very interesting, and there's a lot of humor to what I do.
Yeah, because we obviously, most people who know you and follow your career know you actually have a pretty good sense of humor, that's for sure.
Well, I guess so.
Well, to each their own, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I'm actually curious about, before we go back to Monster Mania, though, is obviously you're well known for promoting at the time in the 80s and the early 90s Colt 45, and you actually got a lot of criticism for advertising liquor.
Did I?
How did that not bother you, or did it bother you? What can you tell us about the criticism you got?
Well, I never. People keep saying I got a lot of criticism. I didn't get a lot of criticism. That's one of those rumors that go around about. I don't know where it comes from, really, but I did very well with that. 10 years doing that.
Hey, it's all you can do. I appreciate you clearing that up. Excuse me. But are you going to bring up in some of the artwork, or are you going to just do standard stuff for the movie pictures and all for the appearance at Monster Mania?
No, I'm not going to. There will be one piece that I did that people like very much called, it's my take on The Empire Strikes Back. So we always bring that with us.
I'm assuming that's a pretty popular piece amongst your fans.
It is a popular piece.
But again, folks, this upcoming Saturday, Billy Dee Williams going to be in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the Monster Mania convention. Make sure you go out and see him. We're assuming you're going to be there all day?
Yeah, I'll be there all day.
Okay. Billy mentioned earlier he's going to be doing a Q&A possibly, signing autographs, taking pictures. Go out and say hello. You know, make sure you make it a point to see him, thank him. You know, make it a point to just go out. It's usually a good time at Monster Mania. They always bring in great guests like Billy Dee Williams. Mr. Williams, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes out.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, and you have a wonderful day today, please. Hi, this is Billy Dee Williams, and you're listening to Crazy Train Radio.